Hello, Pisces. Welcome. Welcome to the space and welcome to your monthly read. We're looking at love and finances again here, and I pre-pulled all your cards. So I spent a little time in meditation and just pulling in that Pisces energy and, really pulled some very big cards for you. So before we get into your reading, I just wanted to start with my fiance was just mowing the lawn. I got my window open. I like my window open. I like that airy energy. So I'm hoping that he's complete. It looks like he's out of there. I'm hoping we're not going to get any interruptions like that. If we do, I just want to apologize in advance because you deserve the full bodied energy that's going to come in for you. Also, a couple quick announcements before we get into your read. So I completed my website. All of my information will be in the description box below. I got some great events coming up. If you are local to the Alberta regions, the Prairie regions, there is some workshops coming up and some ceremonies and women's empowerment group that is really exciting. Just due to the times that we're in, this is a great time to really embrace that power within us and speak to our spirit and live within the realms of our inner guidance. So that's the goal there. Definitely do check that out. Last thing, my bath salts, they are done, they're created, they're also uploaded to my website. So if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, you can check that out in my website as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the content, or even comment. Just let me know how these energies are playing out for you. I do love the connection part of this process here. So everything is energy based. So we are energy. We're a source of energy, and I love to extend that energy to the individuals who are looking in regards to that. So, welcome, Pisces, welcome. So the first week of July, like I said, I apologize for not getting this reading out sooner. I have been working on some major shifts in my own personal situation, so time has definitely been a process to really capture and control just so many things on the go, so much creation, and I just do want to apologize for that first week of July and not having this reading out sooner. So first week of July, Knight of Coins energy is what you have in regards to your love situation. So the Knight of Coins is a forward movement energy in regards to wanting to make something in the 3D, like wanting to create something and put an offer of love out to somebody, stable, love that you can count on, which may be coming in for you. Like that could have, been presented to you by another individual if you are a feminine Pisces that I'm speaking to right now, or if you are the masculine Pisces, maybe you put that offer out to another individual, another mate. But the energy itself is divinely guided, and it comes from the heart source, and it is something that can definitely materialize in the 3D world. It's also very blue energy, so that speaks to using your voice and having that clear communication in the things that you want. So that may be something that's also come in for you as well, which is a really great energy. When we move into the second week of July in regards to your love, we do have the Death card in reverse. So there was a missed transformation, a process that you may have been struggling in regards to your love, having a hard time seeing things clearly in regards to how you deal with your love situations. The transformation has been kind of trickling, within your energy for some time, and it just hasn't had the commitment, enough commitment is what I'm hearing, to really stand that test of transformation. The reason why I say stand that test is because transformation happens in a duration of time, and the time that we actually put into that awareness of the transformation needing to happen. We clarified this with the Hierophant in the upright position, as well as the Seven of Swords in the upright position, the Nine of Wands, and the Fool. So what this is telling me is that there's an energy in regards to potentially moving away from a relationship that isn't serving you. There's some trickery or toxic energy in relation to that transformation that needs to happen. This could be a marriage that you're already in, or just a union that you're already in that is rooted towards like following the norms and wanting to be conventional in regards to the relationship, but there is some energy that is restricting when it comes to this relationship status. That Seven of Swords is like, the thief in the night energy. It's taking what you can and going. So there may be a mindset shift that needs to happen because you're feeling caged, or somebody is feeling caged. Nine of Wands energy is moving through the challenges that happen in the heat of passion, but is restricting you from moving out of a particular mindset. But with the Fool coming in, it tells me that you might just basically just jump and just move away from it. And that's advice from Spirit for me, because anytime I get more than 4 cards when I'm doing things in fours, or sorry, 3 clarifiers, and I get a 4th card, to me that's advice from Spirit. And when it comes to your Fool energy, you're needing to really take a leap of faith in regards to the things that you don't generally talk to other people about. You may have some things inside and thought processes, because this Fool is underneath the Seven of Swords. So maybe you're in a situation that you don't feel completely safe or supported in, and if you find that you are the one that is making most of the effort to ensure that there's balance, or some sort of structure, stability in regards to a relationship, then that may be your deciding factor as well into what moves you need to make. But there is a leap that is being guided, and the reason why I am saying that it's being guided is because the Death card comes in reverse. So you're having a hard time really transforming a particular mindset in regards to relationships. But if you want that, higher relationship that is, more spiritually based and union, and, will have the structure to be able to stand the test of time, you will need to take a leap in regards to your instincts that you might not be listening to, and nobody else may really know about. And if you do feel caged in regards to your love situation, that may be a message for you. So going into your 3rd week of love in July, Pisces, we got the 8 of Swords in reverse. So when we go from the 7 of Swords in your 2nd week, and then the 8 of Swords in reverse in your third week of July, that speaks to me that you are making progress and you are, moving forward, and you're coming out of a very like restrictive energy that we have a tendency to put these energies on ourselves when we spend too much time in our mind, too much time in that thought process of, let's just say disheartening thoughts and things of that nature. Do take note to the reflection, right? Because we are reflecting what is inside of ourselves into this mirror, right? But you may be, coming out of that process and starting to see a lift in the heavy energy, because you're coming to these strong realizations that you are more connected to spirit than you know, and you may be, starting to trust yourself a little bit more. We clarified this with the Nine of Swords. So again, there's that progression, right? There's that movement from 7, 8, 9, and then the Page of Cups comes in reverse as well. So this tells me that in the third week of July, you're not in a mind space to be able to offer that cup of love to another individual, because you're working on yourself, which is another clarifier here, our Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, when she comes in the upright, she really knows herself. She knows her desires. She goes towards her desires, and she will, she'll move forward with confidence, and she's a very attractive individual. Now, if I'm speaking to masculine Pisces or feminine Pisces, this is all just about an energy of standing in your power and having the ability to really manifest your true desires, your what is at the pit of your stomach desires, right? So this tells me that this progression, when you go from 7, 8, 9 of Swords, is you're going to be getting outside of your head a little bit and more into your environment and your feels, and like what you truly want, which is a really beautiful energy. Just ensure that like you're grounded in regards to those things, because Pisceans have a tendency to create stories in regards to what they think things should be, but perspective and stories are clearly influencers on our behaviors, right? So whatever your perspectives are, ensure that you are grounded in regards to those perspectives, because I have a lot of red energy here on the board. So this is telling me that it may be really important for you to find some grounding and connect to the earth. Whether you're the type of individual that connects with Reiki practitioners or anything like that, there's so many ways to ground ourselves. In basically, you can do it by eating any red foods, wearing reds, focusing on red, spending time out in nature, and having your feet touching the ground at least for 30 minutes a day will really bring you to a groundedness type of energy, so you're not so flighty and up in your head, because all of this Swords energy really speaks about, and more Swords energy comes out in the fourth week, and it really speaks about being in a mental state that may, it may be the inhibitor or the restrictor to your success in regards to relationships. So the Eight of Coins comes in your last week of July, and this is speaking to working hard at it, working hard at creating whatever you are trying to manifest in regards to love, which speaks to commitment to self, right, which is super important. And we are clarified with 4 cards again. So this is speaking to me as we got some advice from Spirit again. And so the 4 of Swords comes in with your 8 of Coins, right? So that's you like going within and taking a little bit of rest in regards to just all of these things that, you know, you are coming to terms with, which have a lot to do with self-reflection and looking in the mirror at your behavioral patterns and what is keeping you stuck and unable to transform your love perspective. So 8 of Coins clarified, 4 of Swords, rest and respite. And then we also got the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. So we have 888 in the last week of July, which tells me that a karmic cycle is going to be moving for you. And, you know, the 8, right? That's the karmic cycle. The 8 is, you know, if you see the Magician in the tarot, you know, there's usually this basically an 8 on its side above its head, right? It's, you know, the infinity symbol. But this is telling me that the last week of July, there's going to be a major shift that you are going to be awakened to specific patterns of your own in regards to love. And your advice from Spirit is the Knight of Cups upright. So there's going to be a karmic individual that comes into your life that you're going to want to move towards very quickly and offer your love. Like this is the advice from Spirit. And you know, this is going to be a major surprise for you. You're not going to be expecting it because you're going to be just working on yourself, Pisces. But you know, when it comes in, Spirit is asking you to take that leap and just move towards it and say how you feel, and really lay it out on the line. Do check 888 in regards to angel numbers. There's going to be more messages for you there, because in the last week of July, for 3 8s to come out in 1 week, that tells me that there's something very karmic happening there. 3 is a karmic number, so something to do with 888 is going to, you know, it's going to spark something within you. So that's your love. Let's look at your finances. Now, first week of July, we had the World card in reverse. So here again, we're having some trouble with perspective. Perspective, the way we look at money, the way we associate money and finances. So the World in reverse, if the World is in the upright, we generally are, you know, in a shifting time where, you know, if you look at it in the upright, the World is kind of in your hands. And when it's not, when it's in the reverse, this is, you know, speaking to having a lack of, you know, connection in regards to that, you know, perspective on how you see the world, or inability to change in regards to how you see the world. So something is a little bit restrictive when it comes to your finances. But then in the second week, we have the 4 of Wands. So what 4 of Wands came in reverse again. And what this tells me is that in the second week, there may be, because I feel that these energies are connected in regards to your love and regards to your money, because our perspectives and the energies that we are sitting in as a complete whole person really affect every aspect of our life. And the 4 of Wands comes in reverse. And then we have clarifying it, the 7 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles, all in reverse. So there may be a little bit of a financial backfall, or like a financial, you know, loss in regards to how you're feeling as if a union couldn't come together, or you couldn't, bring yourself to that um, transformational stage that is definitely coming in for you, and spirit is asking you to see things in a different perspective, so the losses don't come in, right? So when we get into the third week of July, we got the Empress in the upright. So this tells me that you may have like a really great inspirational moment where you can create something. The Empress speaks to being, very creative and full-bodied in inspiration, and even like having that energy of like the mother, the mentor. The Empress is a very loving energy as well. So you being able to sit within your heart chakra and creative space, and what your soul really wants is warranted here, and it's being asked of you by spirit to really not look at situations of lack, like because the Four of Cups comes in to clarify the Empress, as well as, I got another 4 cards here, but let's talk about this. Spirit's asking you not to see things as spilt cups. Like, you're being offered, okay, so we got the Empress, right? And then we got this apple that's being offered, and the individual is, heartbroken over the cups that have already spilt out, but doesn't see that divine is offering him or her something more. That something more is driven with passion. So I get into all of these red cards. I got the 7 of Wands in reverse, so that is speaking to you feeling like you don't have to be on the defense anymore, and like you have all of the angles covered in regards to what it is that you are presenting in your financial situation and your work situation. And the reasons why you have all of those covered is because it's coming from a very passionate and inspired part of you, which is creating this shift in your energy, and you're connecting with your root energy as well as your heart chakra energy. And this is what spirit wants you to do and wants you to see, is that you have so much passion and desire and drive within you that you can basically manifest anything that you want. And the 3 of Wands is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck, right? It is, you've created something and you've casted it out to the world, and all of that is coming in for you, and you're just basically waiting for it to come over the horizon. This speaks to you also being very educated in what it is that you're doing, which is great. So it makes you an expert. And the Empress, she is considered to be a mentor as well, right? So you may be creating something so powerful that it is going to lead the way for people after you. So kudos to you for that, right? That creation process is really beautiful. So we have the 8 of Cups that comes in the last week of July. So the 8 of Cups is, basically taking your cups and going, like you're moving away from whatever it is that you hasn't been serving you in regards to emotional fulfillment in your work, and you're moving towards something like your wish fulfillment and what you truly want. So this is an action card again, right? And you have every 8 on the board here. So that's completion of all elements, right? So you have the ability to utilize all elements when it comes to the 8s, and that means you have mastered the thing that you're doing. You've become a master of it, so you are now going to that wish fulfillment energy. We clarified the 8 of Cups again with the Eight of Cups. So there's definitely movement away from things that didn't really serve you in an emotional level. And, you know, with you taking that forward movement and taking action on that in the last week of July is taking you to the sun energy. The sun energy is, you know, who doesn't want to bask in the sun in all its glory, right? So this is you basking when you make these valid efforts. So couple things. We did get the Princess of Coins was an extra card. So this tells me that Spirit wants you to understand that there's still work to do. You are creating, you are manifesting, but you're not done. You're not complete. That's why you're in the action process. You're the master. Now you need to action and move towards it. You're going to need some strength in regards to that. So definitely taming that beast inside you, working in your divine feminine energy. That's why the Empress is on the board here. That's why we have green and red energy, because you need to feel grounded and also be working from that heart source. So to balance those two things out, you're going to need some strength, and there may be some heartache. There may be some energy where not everybody completely supports you in everything that you're doing, but you're going to, sorry about that. You're going to be able to take this as just like a minor hiccup and still keep moving forward. Also, just ensure that you have balanced energy, okay? So Temperance in reverse, really, when the Temperance comes in the upright, this is like, you know, the angel of balance is there with you. When it's in reverse, you're having a hard time balancing that energy. So with all of the red and the green that I see on this board, I associate red and a person that's being very, in their red energy is very masculine energy. Very masculine. And green energy is your divine feminine energy. So there is a need for you to take note of that energy and ensure you're balanced within your masculine and your feminine energy, because if we're too much of one or the other, we are projecting and making choices out of a imbalanced source of energy, which may not be received by the other individuals you may be presenting things to in regards to your work, and they might not see your vision clearly, because there may be a potential that you might be working out of your masculine energy too much. There is a need to utilize your feminine energy as well in regards to what it is you're creating. So that's your reading there, Pisces. That's your reading. Let's get one last card, some words of advice from Spirit in regards to just how you should move forward. What advice does Spirit have for Pisces? What advice does Spirit have for Pisces? Thank you, Spirit, for showing me all of the messages in regards to Pisces clearly, so they can be communicated clearly to Pisces. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me all of the messages that are in Pisces' highest good. This card I'm taking out of my Osho Zen Tarot deck, which I completely oogle over. I love this deck so much. I will read from the book because these messages are very, very vast, and they just mean so much. And Spirit gave us two cards. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to read both cards because Spirit wants both cards to be read. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gave me two. So first card is Beyond Illusion. So I think that this Beyond Illusion is speaking to your love situation. So give me a moment. I'm just going to find the page here. 42. Okay, so butterfly also represents transformation. Just So this is going to, connect to that death, the inability to have that transformation in the second week, or, I'm not saying you won't be able to. I'm saying that that's the energy that's coming in for you. So just take heed to this message here. So the butterfly in this card represents the outer, that which is constantly moving, and that which is not real but an illusion. Behind the butterfly is the face of consciousness, looking inward to that which is eternal. The space between the two eyes is opened, revealing the lotus of spiritual unfoldment and the rising sun of awareness. Through the rising of the inner sun, meditation is born. The card reminds us not to look outside for what is real, but to look within. When we focus on eternals, we too often get caught up in judgments. This is good. This is bad. I want this. I don't want that. These judgments keep us trapped in our illusion, our sleepiness, or old habits and patterns. Drop your opinionated mind and move inside. There you can relax into your own deepest truth, where the difference between dreams and reality is already known. This is the only distinction between the dream and the real. Reality allows you to doubt, and the dream does not allow you to doubt. To me, the capacity to doubt is one of the greatest blessings of humanity. The religions, have been enemies because they have been cutting the very roots of doubt. And there's a reason why they have been doing that, because they want people to believe in certain illusions that they have not been preaching. Why have the people like Gautama Buddha been so insistent that the whole existence, except your witnessing self, except your awareness, is just ephemeral, made from the same stuff as dreams are made of? They are not saying that these trees are not there. They're not saying that these pillars are not there. Don't misunderstand because of the word illusion. It has been translated as illusion, but illusion is not the right word. Illusion does not exist. Reality exists. Maya is just in between. It almost exists. As far as day-to-day activities are concerned, it can be taken as reality. Only in the ultimate sense, from the peak of your illumination, it becomes unreal and illusory. So this is speaking to what you see as, relationship, stature. It may be created from an illusionary source, right? We create things, our blockages, for instance, all from a source that, isn't quite in the 3D. So with the Pentacles energy in the beginning and the end of July, it's speaking to ensuring that what it is that you see in regards to relationships, ensure that it is actual, material of a material base as well. Not to be so airy, and just see things for what they truly are. Right now, abundance comes in. Let's go rainbows. King. This is the king. Yeah, 72. Okay, so this is definitely speaking to your financial situation, and just take note. This Deonson character is the very picture of a whole man, Zorba the Buddha, who can drink wine, dance on the beach, and sing in the rain, and at the same time enjoy the depths of understanding and wisdom that belong to the sage. In one hand, he holds a lotus, showing that he respects and contains within himself the grace of the feminine. His exposed chest and open heart and relaxed belly show that he is at home with his masculinity as well. Utterly self-contained, The four elements of earth, fire, water, and sky all conjunct at the King of Rainbows, who sits atop the book of wisdom of life. If you are a woman, the King of Rainbows brings the support of your own male energies into your life, a union with the soulmate within. For a man, this card represents a time of breaking through the conventional male stereotypes and allowing the fullness of the whole human being to shine forth. In the East, people have condemned the body, condemned matter, called matter illusionary, Maya. It does not really exist. It only appears to exist. It is made of the same stuff as dreams are made of. They deny the world, and that the reason for the East remaining poor, sick, and in starvation, half of humanity has been accepting the inner world but denying the outer world. The other half of humanity has been accepting the material world and denying the inner world. Both are half. No man who is half can be contented. You have to be whole, rich in body, rich in science, rich in meditation, rich in consciousness. Only a whole person is a holy person, according to me. I want Zorba and Buddha to meet together. Zorba alone is hollow. His dance has not an eternal significance. It is momentary pleasure. Soon he will be tired of it. Unless you have inexhaustible sources available to you from the cosmos itself, unless you become existential, you cannot become whole. This is my contribution to humanity, the whole person. So this is, again, going back to balancing that masculine and feminine energy to become whole. And if you look at this gentleman, he's sitting on this book, so this is going back to that wisdom that you have within yourself, and you have the creativity, and you are you are a celestial being, and you are a being of God, and the message and the things that you create are here to lead the path and lead the way. So definitely do take heed to that, and pay attention to the things that you're creating, and ensure that whatever your blockages are, that you move away from those things with consciousness. That's your message, Pisces. Thanks again for being here, and I do hope that you are keeping well and safe and abundant and happy.